Hello amigos, RadiShineAmigo here and welcome back to more Sonic Adventure 2.
Those idiots will never find my hidden base inside this pyramid. Let's take the here first, then get inside.
In the last episode, we started off the Dark Side story, freed Shadow from the capsule he was stuck in, and now we're heading over to the hidden base inside the pyramid. Of course, this is Eggman's base, so we are going back to our own base, which is swarmed by a bunch of gun robots for some reason. How do these things keep getting everywhere? Of course, it's just for gameplay purposes. I'm sure in terms of story, it's probably not really swarmed that much by gun robots, seeing as it's a hidden base, but whatever. Now, one thing that you may have noticed, if you followed this up from straight after Sonic Adventure 1, is in Sonic Adventure 1, so Eggman called himself Dr. Ivo Robotnik, just because that's what he was called in English-speaking territories before that game. However, Sonic and friends called him Dr. Eggman as kind of like a way to insult him, I guess, because he has like an egg-shaped body. However, in this game, actually, we're gonna try and get that if I can. There we go. Okay, now I just need to carefully make it out of this, but okay, nice. However, now Eggman just calls himself Eggman. He's just like, yeah, whatever. Mostly just because it's a lot easier to localize for Sega and whatnot, because Eggman was always called Eggman in Japan. Even in Sonic 2, it says Eggman on the side of the ship. So yeah, he's always called Eggman. It's just for localization purposes, they started calling him Eggman instead of Robotnik. However, they didn't completely scrap the name Robotnik, as Eggman's grandfather, his last name is Robotnik, and this was even incorporated in the Japanese version as well, so it's not just an English thing in regards to that naming convention as well. Now, I don't remember if I've explained this before, but you get more animals if you break one of those blue chow crates. However, if you break, that's only if you break the crate once you've already got a key. If you break 2 of the crates and you're on your 3rd crate that you need to break, then you'll get a special animal that you can't generally find in a level. I believe they're usually just only stuff you can find in those blue chow crates. Maybe there's some hidden spaces there might be. I'm not 100% sure on all the animal locations. However, I will look into this and I'll make a chow video within the future. But for now, we're not playing the chow. We're playing as Dr. Eggman, and we're heading over to our hidden base. Well, there's the 3rd chow box there. I'm not going to try and get it just because the platforming in this level is pretty tough. Now, just like Tails, we do get the ability to fly, and that will make this level a lot easier if we choose to replay it. However, for now, it's pretty difficult. There's a lot of sand, and I hate sand. It's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere. Not like you. Basically, it's insta-kill, just like in Tails' level. However, the difference is in Tails' level you could fly, in this one you can't. So you have to be very precise with your platforming skills. It makes this a very challenging level. But even so, it's a fun level. Much preferred when you do get the flying ability though. At least in my opinion. Oh! Okay, let's try and look into as much stuff as we can here. Actually, wait a minute. I'm just going to let this go. If you hold down the button for too long, then it cancels the lock-on. Because you should be able to... Yeah, okay, I think that's a decent amount of points. Yeah, I remembered being able to get a high amount of points during that section, so I wanted to make sure that I got them. Let's get these rings. Nothing there? Okay. Yeah, that was probably the most amount of points we could have got. Now, you want to be a bit quick in this section, because they do charge towards you quite instantly. And, yeah. We had a shield, so it would have been okay, but still don't want to risk it. I think that's just short. Yeah, that was just short of the A rank. And now we'll be able to play as Eggman in the Chow world. And Eggman, just like Tails, won't be in his mech. We actually get to play as a glorious Eggman on foot. And just like in Sonic 2, he can run just as fast as Sonic. But anyway, enough of that. We're going to be heading back to the main story and continuing on.
With the Chaos Emerald in the Space Colony Ark. I've got to find out just what's going on up there.
We interrupt this broadcast for an important news flash. There has been a break-in at the Federal Reserve Bank today. Mysteriously, the only thing that was stolen was the Chaos Emerald.
The Chaos Emerald?
According to eyewitnesses at the scene, the suspect was identified as the world-renowned hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. The suspect was seen fleeing the scene, destroying the reserve's guard robots in his path. Stay tuned for more details.
Sounds more like the work of Shadow.
How pathetic. Find them before they escape! Maria!
Shadow, I beg of you, please
Maria!
do it for me. For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Maria, I still remember what I promised you. For the people of this planet, I promise you revenge!
And that's once again another iconic cutscene. This is where the story in Sonic Adventure 2 actually gets quite a bit more interesting in my opinion. I feel like the hero side does a good job at just bringing you into the action and giving you your typical Sonic beats Eggman type of story, whereas the dark side gives you that nice little extra depth to the story that answers a couple of questions you might have, maybe not all of them, but at least a couple that you might have, and adds extra good reasoning onto why characters are doing certain things, and adds extra depth to these characters, which I really like it. The whole Shadow backstory thing is I really like, in this game anyway. Now, one thing that you will notice is, so when we were playing the hero side story, we started off in City Escape, and then we went to Wild Canyon. Let's pick up this Chow. There we go. However, in the dark side story, we haven't met Sonic yet. We've already been to the area Knuckles was in, except, you know, it was Dry Lagoon. So it's kind of implied that everything just happens around the same time. I feel like the reason that they didn't make it in the exact same order is because maybe they didn't want to have 2 Eggman levels in a row right at the beginning of the story. That's the only reason I could think of, to be honest, because really it should have been the Eggman level, then the Shadow Boss, then the Eggman level, then this level. And after Shadow meets Sonic, it should have been Dry Lagoon level. But, well then again, that also mightn't have made sense because it has Eggman going to the base at the end of the cutscene in Dry Lagoon. So this is why I kind of say that it all happens around the same time. Maybe have this as the second level. It doesn't matter though, it's done now. What's done is done. But I guess that also kind of furthers the point of this game wasn't originally going to have Rouge and Shadow as a playable character. Because obviously it doesn't really make much sense in terms of the way they put stuff together. However, it's not really a big deal, and it's not something you're really going to notice unless you look into it a little bit more, like I did. I like how that blimp just has speed written on it. We got knights in the background over there, just on the left. I love the references that they put in this game. Whenever Sega just hides like references in their games, I just really like it. Like to their other IPs. It just shows that like they remember and they do care about these other IPs. It's just the fact that Sonic just sells a bit better than the others that they choose to put this out more. Ultimate victory! And of course we've unlocked the Chow World now as Shadow, so the last character we need to unlock the Chow World with would be Rouge. And I'm sure we'll get around to doing that before we finish off the story. Anyway, let's just head right back. And now once again we've got this cutscene again. It does cut out a little bit short this time because Shadow obviously disappears before Sonic gets captured by the police, and that wouldn't make sense to have Sonic get captured when Shadow technically didn't see it. Now I really love this cutscene. The way they introduced Shadow just holding up the emeralds, it just looks so cool. And then I really like this scene of where Shadow uses Chaos Control. Something I hear a lot, and I'm not sure if people are just joking about it or they just don't actually know, but when Shadow uses the Chaos Control here and it takes forever, it's supposed to be like slow down, as in like to show how like epic it is the first time you see proper use of Chaos Control. Because it's assuming you start with the hero story and it's your first time seeing Chaos Control, so it's supposed to like wow you for that first time you see it. It's like that typical anime thing where they just have it the first time you see something be proper slow just to let you take it all in. Anyway, in the next episode of Sonic Adventure 2, we're going to be playing as Rouge the Bat, and we're going to be infiltrating Eggman's hidden base. How she got here, no one knows, but we're going to be doing it anyway. Bye guys.